studio here in the College of Education and Health Professions, Jordan Hall, 218, on campus of Columbus State University. This morning we were here on the set of Got Therapy with Dr. Dan Rose, and we're rolling an additional show, and you see that, that title in the background, but I wanted to have a chance to talk with Dan Quigley, who's our studio manager here, along with Luisa Ramirez, and she's running the board for us. So Luisa, thank you so much for helping us today. We've been talking in the studio about the development of Columbus State Television. Columbus State Television will happen on July 1 and then roll out even bigger in the fall. So we're preparing for that. We've got a lot of things going. We realize that the basis and really the platform for Columbus State Television is that everyone on campus participates at whatever level they'd like to do, and that is faculty and staff as well as students. The general concept of Columbus State Television is to broadcast the very cool works and events and things that are happening on campus, including our teaching and learning, but our guests that come on campus and our faculty who've developed so many wonderful programs in their departments and colleges, as well as the students and the cool things that they've been doing for quite a while. So now, the reason I wanted to bring on Daniel today was just to really talk about some of his ideas about Columbus State Television. Because here's what you have to realize. In order to be on the air 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, it takes a lot of logistical work in the background to make this happen. Right now, there's only 3 of us in the studio. We have Daniel, myself, and Luisa. She's running the board. So, you know, in fact, we've put together a studio so that you can come in and set things up and record with a minimal amount of people and effort. So that's what you're seeing here today on the screen. However, I know that there's a lot more to do, and we are going to have participation from a huge number of people here on campus. Daniel knows that all too well, and he's from the Department of Communication. He's been interning with us as well as being a paid employee of the studio for a while now. Been with us for a long time and really has been the person behind a lot of the things that's made this successful to this point. And Daniel, I just wanted to thank you for all your work in the studio. I don't guess that we say that enough in terms of the things that you've done. But tell me, let's just start a conversation. And as we started a minute ago, you mentioned an idea that you had in order that would have helped us. Will help us with all of the tasks that we have to do coming up. And there's a lot. We have a College of the Arts, we have the College of Business, we have the College of Education, Health Professions, we've got centers and like Oxbow Meadows and Coca-Cola Space Science Center and athletics and a number of things that are out there that are happening on campus. And you know all too well our mission. So tell me a little bit about some of your ideas and how can we do this? We need manpower, we need equipment, we need people working together. So what's your thought about this? What are your thoughts?
Well, I always think about that one story where they say, if you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Right. Or if you teach him to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. Okay. And so I think what we really should be looking at is trying to get other people involved and empower them to be able to create content that they want to do and that fits with Columbus State Television.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right about that adage that you teach them the fish. We, in our studio here, one of the things that I've said at the beginning is that if you come in to intern with us or to work and get paid to work in the studio, you learn everything. You learn what it's like to be on the camera, as we are now in front of these cameras, or how to work with those cameras, how to adjust, do white balance. You've done some tutorial work with us. How to get the right coloring on those cameras and focus and those kinds of things that are important for the final product, as well as working with the TriCaster system, which is our television switcher, and then editing. Once a production has been recorded, how to take it into our timeline editing systems and really kind of cut and choose shots and edit that video as well as creating the graphics and the intros and the outros and those kind of things. So there's a lot to it, and when people come in, they need to learn all of that. That's kind of been our system so far, that we really try to teach people everything about the production, the media production here, and that's important for our result, but it's also important for people learning how to do this, and they take those skills with them when they leave Columbus State, and they can use that perhaps in their professional career or in their business and in the future for themselves. So I'm really invested in that notion of you just kind of learn a little bit about everything, and you probably get good at some things much more in depth, and we need that kind of thing. So what do you think we need to do in order to get this cooperation and get people involved in this thing?
Well, you know that we've tried a couple times to get students in here, and so we've been trying to formulate a couple different shows based on what they were interested in doing. And so some of that has been helpful, but I'm not even sure if we've really tapped into students and even faculty on this campus who are really interested in doing this, because they might not even know that we exist over here.
That's right.
And even if they do, they probably don't know what exactly it is.
What is this? Exactly. You know, I think that's a great point. We've been developing this, and we got the go-ahead for Columbus State Television a while back, and we formed working groups with administration, technology, and content creation. But it's been the best-kept secret, maybe, here on campus. Some people know about us, certainly those folks in communication and in College of Ed and some other places, but not everybody knows, and even students don't know about this potential and how they can contribute and be a part of this. And so we are going to have a launch for this. I may have mentioned before, but July 1 is when MediaCom puts us on the air, and we'll be on local cable. We will be in the dorms, we'll be on campus television, we'll be on the internet, we'll be on Facebook and Twitter. We have an iPhone and iPad app, we have an Android app, so you can watch live streaming. We're constantly streaming. But you're right, not a lot of people, not the entire population, including faculty, staff, and students, know that this is available. So we've got to do more work in that. And to your point, the reason that we would really contact and open this up to more folks is there's so much talent out there. Faculty who have spent their lives in learning their particular discipline, their content area. They're the experts in this. They have lots of experience and lots of creativity going. And the same is true for students who are coming in with all of this technology knowledge. The generation of students that are coming in now and what they know about technology already, and being able to work with these kinds of this kind of equipment really will help us a lot. So how do we reach all those people? I mean, how do we go about doing that? And do you have any ideas about that?
Well, I guess we're having our big launch coming up, so I'm sure that will help get the word out. But we've had a couple different ideas. I guess I could talk about the one from this morning. Yes. When on campus we have a writing center where people can go in and get help on their papers and learn how to do that. And I thought, well, maybe we could do that with media technology. And maybe somebody has an idea, but they don't really know how to visualize it or put it together, or what it takes. And maybe we can offer that to people who are interested. And then, the other thing is just covering some of the stuff that we already have out there and getting people to come and see the things that already exist on the campus. For instance, downtown in the College of the Arts, we have all the music concerts, and I've even seen plenty of multimedia art pieces from the Department of Art. Right. And so trying to incorporate all those different things and getting people to say, well, yeah, I want to watch TV because, that's a piece my friend did, or, I know that person who is, playing baseball, or, and developing the community on the television. Right. So you can literally see the people who are right there in your own area.
I like that idea. And so your idea is a media center so that people can come in and take a look at the opportunities to capture, broadcast their ideas and their events, their art, their music, etc. So, man, I think that's really a fantastic idea. And your notion of viewership for the television, when you see your friends' work or your own work on television, and then you want your friends and families and family and others to see this as well. So that absolutely makes sense to me, that we have this platform of the television open to all of those people connected with CSU and even in the community, so they can come and share with this audience. Because I think I'm counting on this being a very large audience that is going to grow and grow as we roll out Columbus State Television. So how would you, all right, let's get back to your media center idea, which I think is absolutely fantastic. How might you structure that? What do you see? Is that an office, a room, or a lab somewhere that people can come in and talk about the ideas or get consultation, or what do you see with that?
Well, there's a couple of different things we could do. One would be just basic training classes on different fundamentals of using a video camera.
Right.
Maybe you could bring in your own camera and we could try and show you different couple things.
Hey, it's not as easy as you think, just kind of getting a camcorder and hitting a button record, because you might not be happy with the result.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, we might not want home video of some shakiness going on.
Right.
I don't know, maybe people like that, but...
Well, as a person who's made a lot of bad video in my experience, I can tell you that I have lots and lots of tapes that I'll probably never watch again, because I just didn't have the training and ideas at the time to understand how to frame a shot, how to get the color right, how to get the audio right, how to make a quality product and add, as we talk about in the studio all the time, adding production value. Something that takes that normal piece of video up to the next level.
Yeah.
And I think in helping people do that, they'll take those skills out, they'll be able to create more video, and a lot of that video might be well suited for Columbus State Television.
Yeah, and maybe, I don't know what it would take, but just trying to get, somebody might say, well, I really would like this filmed, and of course there's plenty of things that could be filmed on campus.
Right.
But
there's always opportunity.
Yeah.
I mean, there's something
probably,
every day,
yeah.
multiple things every day.
There's probably 5 things today that we could.
Exactly.
But as you said before, it's only 3 of us in the studio right now.
Right now, yeah. It's a small crew. We're making this happen now. When you come in the studio, yeah, we'll help and we'll shoot that show. And we have a production request form. And by the way, the eQuest system will soon have a video production choice on there. If you're a faculty member or staff, you can go to that eQuest and video production and talk about your project and submit that, and then we get approval to get that job done, whether it's in the studio or on location. We're going to need more manpower. We're going to need more people here. We're going to need more trained assistants with this for sure. But to come into a center like you've been talking about, that sounds like a very good idea. What do you think how students might respond to that? And are students interested in this kind of thing?
I'm not quite sure. We had a lot of students that came in for our, when we were trying to request, just students to come in and develop some content.
Right.
And there was only just a few people in there who really knew, fundamentals about cameras and,
right.
What the different terms mean and how to get certain shots. And so I think people generally have an idea that they want to create something, but there's kind of like that learning curve of figuring out how do I do that, or what am I supposed to use when I want to create that.
Yeah, it could be both sides of that. It could be that you have the technical knowledge, but you don't have the ideas formed up, or you could have a great idea, a creative idea, but you don't know about the technical side of how to get it done. We've had a number of student volunteers, as you mentioned, come in, and we've met with them. Louisa's been working with them. We've offered some training. We're going to do more of that. But I've been personally surprised by the amount of creativity and the ideas that are coming in. And you know, there are age differences with this and what we might watch on TV, what appeals to us. But we have to represent everyone on campus. So there's going to be at Columbus State Television different venues for different people. Obviously, we're going to have sports, the live games will be broadcast, the music concerts from the Swope School of Music, the College of the Arts, in the art department, and the theater, the plays that are out there. Communication is building a huge system downtown in the Carpenter Building. I mean, they've got the In-Pace Center, Dana Gibson, who's the department chair there, Roger Hart, those guys, all the faculty down there helping with building this. So it's a lot of content coming out. We've had established shows over a long period of time. And we were just talking yesterday with Greg Blaylock and Jeff Conklin, who had President Mescon in on their show, Education Forum. And they were saying, you came in 2.5 years ago. Yeah. And they had him back on the show, and I was just kind of taken by that they've been in production for Education Forum for 4 years now. And that is truly amazing, and that's a show that's held up. So you can see that there are different venues. There may be shows that that are one-time events that we capture, like Dr. Bernard Harris, who came in. You and I went downtown and Iron and Trade Center, is that right?
Columbus Trade Center.
Columbus Trade Center, right.
Ironworks, I think.
Ironworks, I'm not sure, but we were there, and we got Dr. Harrison, who was an astronaut, a physician astronaut. I mean, it was amazing. Came in the studio, we shot a couple of shows with him, we interviewed him. Greg Blaylock put him on University Matters. We shot that big thing down there. That was a one event, one time. Really a VIP coming to campus, and we captured that in many ways. But there may be a series that you want to do, like Education Forum, or This Week in Space Science with Sean Cruz, and who, by the way, we had that show yesterday, as you well know, and filmed it for us, or recorded it for us, was on dark matter and dark energy. Oh, you got to see that show. It's kind of very interesting. Well, that's a series, a weekly series. There may be short series, there may be one-time events or other things that we're going to cover. And it might be as well that you have an organization out there, whether you're a student organization or faculty or a CSU organization, that you want coverage and you want to have that recorded. We can do those kind of things. We'll make choices, we'll have the eQuest system working. But I love it when people come in with creative ideas and just, hey, this is a cool idea, here's some friends, we put some things together, I've got some people connected, and then we help them develop that. So back to your media center, we might help them really take their creative idea and expand it into something that would really be something for other people to watch.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, people come in sometimes and they might not understand how the whole production works. And from my personal standpoint, I would want to enable them and show them how to really build their own show, or help them build their content, and just maybe advise them on what it would take to get it done, and then say, here you go and try it, see what you can do here, and then help them as much as we can, of course. But I think the good thing would be getting them to be able to produce the content in their own right, and being able to develop those skills, which, I mean, we've filmed so many different shows in here, covering so many different topics, so anybody can benefit from learning something about media technology.
I think that's well said, and I totally agree with you. And the thing that I've talked about very early on is that it is also a process of capturing that moment in time, capturing that event and having it in a video format now that we put on multiple platforms. We record it on our equipment here, and these days we're recording twice. We're recording it simultaneously onto our editing computer. So at the end of a show, we can start the editing process and add an intro and an outro and a music bed and the graphics and pictures and all those kind of things if we need to. And then put that up on our stream. It can go on our on-demand site. It can be distributed on Facebook. We use Vimeo a lot. We're looking at another system now for on-demand. It'll be on the cable system with Mediacom on their VOD, or video on demand channel. And then we've done this oftentimes with people who come in with thumb drives. So we've given them that video back on a thumb drive, and then they use it in any way they want to. They can put it on their website or take it to a conference or those kind
presentations.
Of things. Yeah, you know, we haven't talked much about iTunes lately. There is, we haven't even had a chance to talk about it today, but it occurs to me that there was a time when we were putting up video on iTunes on the CSU iTunes channel, and I think we want to get back to that. That's one of the plans that we need to put back in operation, because we have series of videos, some tutorials, instructional, some education-wise, and some kind of entertainment, if you will, to put up on iTunes again, because some of our most, we had more of viewers, unique viewers as they call them on the websites, to go in from iTunes to come to Columbus State Television as a result of some of our training videos. And so I think we need to figure that back into our workflow and to get iTunes as another platform we're going to put out there. I'd like to see us on multiple platforms.
Yeah,
you know?
More channels that go out, I mean, more benefits at the television and everybody involved.
So YouTube, right? We have a presence on YouTube.
We do have a YouTube.
What do you think about that? I mean, are people watching and kind of connecting with that?
I'm not sure. I haven't counted our views lately, but I think it's a pretty easily accessible platform for people to go and see our videos. And for instance, TrueStar TV, they put their videos up there, and it makes it easy for them to share. You know, YouTube's accessible to anybody with a computer, so.
Exactly, and it'll play on all of those platforms. Isn't that nice? And sometimes we run into that technology wall. Your computer or tablet or phone may not connect, and now that's becoming a much more open system, and most of the new devices can play all of that video. It used to be you had to make a choice between the flash video on the PC and maybe a movie file or H.264 on the Mac side of things, but now HTML5. All right, so give me your opinion. HTML5. I mean, what do you?
I don't really
good,
have.
Bad? You know,
I don't have too much on it. I can't say that I'm well versed in HTML5.
Okay, well that's up and coming. I mean, we're trying to stay on the cutting edge, and so maybe in that media center idea that you have, which I really would like to take that and move forward on that idea. We've got to let's put together a proposal on this media center, and it looks like that would be beneficial to a lot of people, not just the Columbus State Television Project, but it would be for people in general to learn about media production.
Yeah, and I think there's even other aspects that we could tap into with that. Maybe, you know, just using certain aspects of the computers. You know, there's certain people on campus that probably know stuff that we could learn from them about.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I was just, we had the show yesterday with Sean Cruzen, and he was telling me about an initiative that he's been asked to sort of spearhead and move forward on campus regarding STEM. You know, those technology careers, science and technology and engineering, mathematics, and those kind of things, where that's a big push in the state, it's a big push in the nation, and we have so many experts in that area, in those areas, that he's going to actually have them come in and do shows around the STEM initiatives that he's going to use our studio for. And what I thought of was just the Coca-Cola Space Science Center itself. I mean, you've been down there, we've toured, you're actually going to go work with Lance down there and get some training, but just take that as an example. Here's Lance Tankardly, who has done video on his own in the shop that they have at the Science Center, and has really learned After Effects, which is a special effects software that we use here in the studio that you can do just about anything with, by the way. And green screen and chroma key and special effects and tracking and what do you say? Sequences within sequences.
Yeah, nested sequences.
nested sequences.
Meta-sequences.
Nested sequences. That's way beyond my understanding. But I do see the results of these wonderful kind of things that you can do. You can just about do anything on video. And it's hard to tell reality from these special effects these days, as we all know. So I'm looking forward to you learning more about that. But look, that one center makes your point a minute ago. Here's a group of people who have this talent, tremendous talent, and there's got to be more and more of that around campus, across campus, downtown, main campus, all of the places that Columbus State University has.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people involved here in our project that we have going, and I think each of us brings something to the table that maybe the other person doesn't have.
Absolutely.
And so, being able to get people together and share those ideas and try and learn from each other just will help benefit this whole project, I think.
I think you're absolutely right, and I really appreciate you taking the time. I know that you've got a class, you've got to move on here in just a minute. You might be running a little bit late. I don't want to keep you here, but all right, I'm going to put you on the spot with one last question. All right, so your show, your creative idea, give me a couple of things that Daniel Quigley thinks it should be on Columbus State Television. What's your creative idea? What is your show?
Well, I'm interested in maybe how media can help with mental health, or relaxation and that kind of thing.
Oh,
so
you're
maybe
talking my language now. Go ahead.
Maybe they have things like binaural beats, where we'll have a certain type of I can't really explain it. But
no, that's good though.
But the whole idea would be using colors and sounds and trying to create maybe just a show for a half an hour where you just turn it on and you relax,
All right, I like it. All right, let's stay with that idea. That was very cool, and because I think sometimes you watch regular broadcast TV and there's just one commercial, some guys shouting at you all the time, getting you to eat something, take something, do something, and it's nerve-wracking to a certain extent. There's a lot of anxiety out there where we're all facing it in different ways. A relaxation show on TV, I like that idea. That was very cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you see why Daniel runs the studio here. He's got great creative ideas. He's got the technology background, and he's done wonderful work here in the studio. And so I really thank you, Daniel, for coming on and talking with me about Columbus State Television and some of the initiatives and areas and ways we're moving forward with this. So I really have always appreciated your help with this project. And I want to thank Luisa Ramirez over there. She is running the board. She's been switching those cameras. You saw that switch just right there. If you haven't met Luisa, you will.
You will.
You will. And I've never seen anybody use social media and email and phone calling as well as she's done. So to make contact with everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in for this special edition here. We've kind of come on the heels of Got Therapy, and we wanted you to hear a little bit about the Columbus State Television Initiative and what we're doing. We welcome your ideas. Please get in contact with us. We're setting up an email, which will probably be tv@columbusState.edu. We're on the web at http://columbusState.tv. So go watch us right now and stay tuned. And also, we want to help you create your media project. So anytime we can help, get in touch with us. For Daniel Quigley, I'm Michael Baltimore. We'll see you again.